Hello, welcome back. Just Flicks with Jesse, yet again. Finally back with some more Sabaton. Been a minute, not too long. I'm trying not to stray too far. I love my Sabaton. This is one I've been I've been holding out for, guys. Quite a while since I started Sabaton, actually. I know this is one of their bigger ones too. People love this one. I've heard a lot about it. I am familiar with what the Christmas Truce is. Again, I've said before in my previous Sabaton videos, I'm a bit of a history buff. Not an expert by any means, but I love certain bits of history. This one in particular, though, it harkens back to high school. I remember I had a really cool history teacher who, like, he was like 75% don't give a fuck, 25% passion. And that 25% passion, he was getting close to retirement. He was a cool dude, don't get me wrong, and don't take that the wrong way. He was matching energy probably with the students, to be fair. But his whole thing was, you know, we go over a section, we test at the end, and our test with him was not a written test. It was individually. At the end of the week, we went up for, 10 minutes, whatever, a piece, and talked to him about the chapter that we just went over, or whatever, you know what I mean, the section of what we were covering. And it was kind of a back and forth, and it was like, he wasn't like, nitpicking specifics in a way, like it wasn't about a specific date or name, I mean, that stuff was in there, but it was more about, did we get the context? Did we get the material? Did we get the understanding of what we were covering? And that was really cool. Like, that has stuck with me to this day. I've been out of high school for longer than I care to admit now. Yeah, I'm not going to say a date. Point in case, dude, really cool teacher. But it was funny because he had this just don't give a fuck attitude. And he's like, if you don't care, I don't care. You're going to fail the class, and that's that, whatever. If you're going to put the effort in, I will recognize that. And that was what you got in those conversations. I will recognize that you're putting an effort in. It may not be 100% or whatever. But he knew his stuff, and he liked it. And you could tell when you would have these conversations with him, like, you could kind of, if you latched onto a certain point in the lesson or the section of history that you're going into, a certain person or a certain event, he would kind of roll with that and see if you dug deeper yourself. And that meant a lot to him, and it meant a lot to us. I think it really affected us as students. He gave us a bit of independence, and this is like, again, in high school. He's like, this is on you. If you want to dig in or you want to half-ass it, I'm gonna pick up on it. Point being, into the Christmas Truce, though, was, I remember right before Christmas vacation, and it was just like, he didn't give us, we didn't get a lot of lectures, like big ones. We would get like a good, 20-minute thing at the beginning of class. Then it was like, work on your stuff, read, do your, whatever that you had to do in the class. But he would kind of give us a little bit of a broad, what are we covering this week kind of thing, and what are we, and then break it down by day, that kind of stuff. But coming up into Christmas vacation, I remember that year, and I remember he told us a story about the Christmas Truce. And again, it was pretty broad strokes, but he gave us the details enough, and he told a really great story about it. He laid it out really well, and it was great because I just remember all of us, we're sitting there. This is, let's just say mid late 90s, mid late 90s, let's call it that. And I remember we were all so enthralled with it, like that idea, the concept of the Christmas Truce and what it was. I'm not going to go like super deep into it because obviously I'm going to let Sabaton tell the story here, but it's amazing. It is, to me. That's kind of, and maybe hyperbolic here, but like peak humanity. Like, that is, you're in the midst of war. You're in the midst of trying to kill each other. You're in pure misery. You're in the worst conditions. You're, trench warfare, all that. And you you throw the shit down for a day or whatever, however long it was. I know it was different things. It wasn't just one Christmas truce, and I know there's a lot of the repercussions of what happened because of that and stuff, guys. So I get that, but the concept itself, though, of walking across no man's land, which is, you know, just baffling, and the, you know, how courageous you had to be to do that in the first place, and shaking hands with the enemy, you know, and they were enemies, but they were enemies because they were told to be, and just how beautiful of an idea that is, you know, that these guys made that decision and that call to do that, and that hit all of us. I mean, we were teenagers, you know, and I remember, like, maybe, and again, I'm not trying to dump on younger generations too hard. I do a lot on this channel, guys. I shit on them hard. But even in the 90s, you know, I remember we were all kind of dumbfounded by that. We were all kind of, it hit us. Like, I just remember, like people that you wouldn't expect, and I'm not gonna, like, name, you know, it was just like we were all cliquey, but sort of, but not. You know, the 90s was different. It was funny. You were cliquey, but you still had, like, liaisons between cliques and stuff. But I just remember looking across the room at all types of people from different walks of life, and everybody's kind of had this look on their face of just like, that's sick. You know, that's cool. You know. So anyway, I've kind of drug this intro out a little bit, but I think it's important. This is one I've been building to. I love the story of the Christmas truce, obviously, if I haven't made that clear. But let's go ahead and we'll dive into the Sabaton's version. I cannot wait to see what they do with this concept, because they have not let me down so far. And this is actually something I'm actually pretty familiar with. And yeah, let's go ahead. We'll get our headset on here, guys. There we go. Let's get into it, man. Sabaton, Christmas Truce.
Wake up! Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Thomas! Come on!
Silence. Oh, I remember the silence on a cold winter day. After many months on the battlefield, and we were used to the violence, then all the cannons went silent, and the snow fell. Voices sang to me from no man's land. We are all friends. And today we're all brothers, tonight we're all friends. Our moment of peace in a war that never ends. Today we're all brothers, we drink and unite. Now Christmas has arrived and the snow turns the ground white. Hear carols from the trenches, we sing a holy night. Our guns laid to rest on wood snowflakes. Our Christmas in the trenches, our Christmas on the front. madness. How I remember the sadness. We were hiding our tears in a foreign land where we faced our fears. We were soldiers, carried the war on our shoulders.
I gotta do a quick pause. It's hard to find the spot. I'm not familiar with the song, so I can't time it right. Real quick, just right out the gate, again, as usual, Sabaton's production is badass. It's so good. This is legit. It feels you're like you're right there on the front lines. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there, of course, and I'm grateful I wasn't, man. Trench warfare. What a nightmare that would have been. But capturing, there's like, it's cool, man. They really get the vibe of, it just seems so hopeless, you know. I won't drag my little interlude out here too long, but you know how beautiful, like the intro, and I can't remember what Christmas song is it. It's a Christmas song, man. It's 100% a Christmas song, and it's still a Sabaton story about war at the same time, and it's masterful so far. I know we haven't even like crescendoed. We haven't got to a true chorus yet. I know that, but fuck. This is so good. This is really good. I'm already kind of, like I said, I get misty-eyed. This kind of stuff gets to me. It's beautiful, though. So let's take it back a few seconds and keep going.
Today we're all brothers, tonight we're all friends.
All right. I meant to pause again at some point along the way, but fuck all that, man. We didn't let it play out. I paused once, and I still feel kind of guilty about that, to be fair. Real quick note, I wanted to let the credits play out. Everybody deserves credit for the work they put into that. That was beautiful. It was really well made. Song aside, the video itself was masterful. It was powerful, really good. But I did notice Floor Jensen's name mentioned from Nightwish in there over the closing credits. Duh! How did I not see that coming? And I'm sitting there like it's like in my ear playing, and I'm just like, didn't register. I guess I don't know. How cool is that to bring her in to this too? At least it's just to wrap up and do what she does best and do this ethereal, beautiful voice. Again, Sabaton, fucking, I'm a huge fan of their stuff, everything I've seen from them so far, and I love what they do, bringing history into a much more palatable thing for a lot of people, with doing some really cool music and telling a story that's historically accurate. It's so cool. Much respect to them. Of course, it was cool seeing Tommy. This is from 3 years ago, obviously. So seeing Tommy in there was nice to see that. Of course, always bittersweet. And again, just, the story. And I still stand by this. I know there was more than one Christmas truce. I know there's a lot that came from it. I know there's some that lasted weeks, some that lasted a day. All of this, I get it. I've looked into this. I understand. I believe it was the Germans that were singing Christmas carols that brought the Russians out of the trenches, if I'm not mistaken. From what I remember, anyway. I could be totally backwards on that, so I apologize if I'm wrong, guys. But that's what pops in my head when I'm trying to remember back about this. And I just, man, what a great message. I hate the fact that I think that in our nature we're going to fight. It's time and time again through history. It's just been proven. What's the old saying? You lock two people alone in a room together, and they're going to start dreaming up reasons to kill each other, right? I think that unfortunately it is in our nature to, we're going to end up fighting each other. Sometimes I think it's because, I'm trying to be vague and not be like too shitty and whatnot, but it's the powers that be that make these decisions and send other people to fight and die for them, which is usually the case, it seems like to me. And to have like a story about this where they were like, I'm not fighting you because of you, I'm fighting you because I'm told to fight you, and vice versa. And we deserve a day off, and we don't get to be with our families at Christmas. And y'all aren't stupid, you understand the point. But that shit tugs on my heartstrings so hard. I think this is one of the most beautiful things that could come from something as awful as war. Seeing that side of humanity. And I know there were repercussions that came from this and stuff. I get that too. I'm familiar with that. But again, in the concept of what this was is absolutely beautiful. And I love Sabaton just did a great song. Like, this is not just I just reacted to Sabaton doing a magnificent song. So I think we'll have some more stuff with the Christmas Truce coming up before Christmas. I wanted to wait till after Thanksgiving, obviously, to do this one. I've been dying to do it, but there's more to do with the Christmas Truce, and I'd love to do more because I do think it's beautiful. And anyway, I'm not going to ramble too long, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. It means the world to me. Hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving if you're in America. If you're elsewhere, I hope you had a great Thursday. I do. I do hope you guys are building up to a wonderful holiday season with friends and family. We got like a little less than a month now, so all my best to you. I hope you guys all, you have somebody. If you don't, you got us, right? Write in the comments below, man. Let's share with each other and be kind and look out for each other. It's potentially very sad time of the year for people, unfortunately. It can be very joyous, it can be very stressful, it can be a lot of things, but I hate to think about people being alone at this time. So let's please, like I said, let's reach out, let's be kind to each other in the comments below, let's talk, let's chat, maybe share some laughs and stuff like that, right? Thank you so much for watching, though. I really do appreciate it. And just until next time, guys, take care.